Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. Alright, folks, today I want to talk about something that's been buzzing around the NFL circles lately, especially among 49ers fans. You probably heard the whispers, saw the headlines, and maybe even felt that little twinge of concern or excitement depending on where you stand. It's about Jauan Jennings, the versatile and gritty wide receiver of the San Francisco 49ers. And folks, what's happening right now could have huge implications for the Niners' future, their roster, and even their strategy heading into what promises to be another intense season. So let's back up a bit and set the scene. Jauan Jennings, for those of you who follow the team closely, is not just any wide receiver. He's a player who's carved out a reputation as a reliable, tough, and clutch performer. Since joining the 49ers, Jennings has been a fan favorite, especially because of his physicality, his blocking, and his knack for making those tough catches in critical moments. But here's what's interesting. Despite a solid season in 2024, Jennings' current contract situation has become a bit of a sticking point. You see, last year, the 49ers extended Jennings' deal with a 2-year, $4 million contract that was meant to keep him in red and gold through 2024. But here's the catch: that was then, and this is now. Jennings, who's scheduled to make around $7.5 million this season, has reportedly made it clear that he's not content with just that. According to NFL insider Adam Schefter, Jennings is now eyeing either a new contract that reflects his value, or if that's not possible, a trade to another team. It's a situation that's raising eyebrows because, well, it's never easy when a player with Jennings' grit and familiarity with the system wants more money. Now, the situation becomes even more complicated when you consider the broader picture with the 49ers roster. They've just invested heavily in their quarterback, Brock Purdy, who secured a massive deal worth $265 million. That's a franchise-altering investment, and it's a clear indication that the Niners are all in on their young quarterback and their core. Meanwhile, Brandon Ayuk, another key receiver, is still recovering from his ACL injury. His return is uncertain, but his presence on the field is crucial for the team's passing attack. If Ayuk isn't ready or if his deal isn't finalized soon, Jennings might see an opportunity to push for a bigger role and, of course, a bigger paycheck. But here's where it gets really interesting from a strategic standpoint. The 49ers, with their current salary cap structure and their commitments to Purdy, Kittle, and others, might find it difficult to accommodate Jennings' demands. Their cap space is tight, and every dollar is accounted for in their championship quest. This has led to speculation that the team might be open to exploring a trade that benefits both sides. And as reported by CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin, one of the teams that could be interested is the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Raiders have been making moves this offseason, upgrading their offense in many ways, but they still could use a reliable receiver. This has prompted a lot of fans and analysts to consider a hypothetical trade, and I have to say, it's a fascinating idea. Imagine Jennings heading to Vegas in exchange for a young tight end like Michael Mayer, along with a future draft pick. Mayer, a talented but still developing player out of Notre Dame, was a second-round pick in 2023. His college career was stellar, setting records for receptions by a tight end and earning consensus All-American honors. But transitioning to the NFL hasn't been as smooth as many expected. In his rookie season, Mayer caught 27 passes for 304 yards and 2 touchdowns, and in 2024, those numbers dipped slightly to 21 catches for 156 yards. Playing behind established tight end Brock Bowers and dealing with limited targets, Mayer's development has been somewhat slowed. But here's the thing: Mayer has all the tools to be a mismatch nightmare. He's got excellent route running, contested catchability, and a stout blocking game that mirrors that of George Kittle. Plus, he can line up in various spots, out wide, in the slot, or inline, giving offensive coordinator Chip Kelly lots of options to create mismatches and exploit defenses. And that's where the idea of bringing him to San Francisco gets really intriguing. Kittle, as you all know, is a superstar, but he turns 32 this October and has a history of missing games due to injuries. Mayer, with his youth and potential, could be the perfect heir apparent or even a complement to Kittle, especially given Shanahan's innovative ways of utilizing multiple tight ends in the passing game. The fit seems natural. Mayer's skill set aligns well with Shanahan's system, and being mentored by Kittle and coached by a system designed for tight ends could really accelerate his development. Now, I want to pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Back to the trade talk. It's all hypothetical, of course, but it raises some interesting questions. Should the 49ers consider trading Jennings if he's pushing for more money? Would the Raiders be willing to part with Mayer, a promising young tight end, in exchange for a veteran wide receiver who's proven he can step up in big moments? And more broadly, what does this say about the 49ers' approach to roster management and their quest for a third Super Bowl appearance in the Kyle Shanahan era? The 49ers have always been known for their strong defense and creative offense, but their success has increasingly depended on their ability to build a versatile and dynamic passing attack. Jennings has been a part of that puzzle, especially in the red zone and in third-down situations. Losing him could be a blow, but acquiring a player like Mayer could also give them a fresh dimension, especially with his blocking ability and route diversity. And let's not forget the broader context of the NFC West. The division has been highly competitive in recent years, with teams like the Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals all vying for supremacy. The Rams, for instance, have invested heavily in their roster, and the Seahawks are always tough, especially with their emerging young talent. The Cardinals, despite their rebuilding phase, could become dangerous if Kyler Murray returns to full health. So any move the 49ers make, whether it's holding onto Jennings or trading him, has to be weighed against the landscape of their division and their championship ambitions. The team's recent history shows a pattern of strategic moves. Remember, just last season, they made a splash by trading for Christian McCaffrey, which proved to be a game-changer. They also re-signed key players like George Kittle, who remains a cornerstone of their offense. But with all these investments, managing the salary cap becomes more and more challenging. That's why these trade rumors and discussions are so relevant. They highlight the delicate balancing act Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch must perform to keep the team competitive. In terms of the season ahead, the 49ers are still considered one of the top contenders in the NFC. Their defense is among the best in the league, led by stars like Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. Their offensive line is solid, and with Purdy at the helm, they have a young quarterback with a lot of potential. But the wide receiver position, especially with Ayuk's uncertain return and Jennings's contract situation, remains a point of focus. If they can gel early in the season, they could be unstoppable. If not, it's possible we'll see some bold roster moves before the trade deadline. The fans, of course, are eagerly watching all of this unfold. Jauan Jennings, with his heart and hustle, has become a beloved figure in San Francisco. Many see him as a player who embodies the grit and resilience that define the 49ers culture. But business is business, and sometimes loyalty clashes with roster logistics and salary cap constraints. The question now is, will Jennings stay in San Francisco, or will he become the next big trade chip that sets the stage for something new? And if he does get traded, which team will benefit most from his talents? It's fascinating to watch how all these pieces are moving around, and I think it's safe to say that no matter what happens, the 49ers will be a team to watch this season. Their coaching staff, led by Shanahan, always finds a way to adapt and maximize their roster's potential. They're a team built for the postseason, and every decision they make now will be critical in shaping their path to another Super Bowl appearance. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the 49ers should hold on to Jennings and pay him what he wants, or do you believe a trade makes more sense for the team's long-term success? Would you be excited to see Mayer in the red and gold, Or do you prefer to see Jennings stay and continue to be a key part of the offense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Niners!